got time to get everything going properly on Facebook as well. Hope you're all really feeling fab this Saturday morning. Hi Alice, how are you? Saturday mornings are mad, aren't they? They're either like a mad rush or they're really chilled vibe. This morning I got a really like chilled vibe going on. This afternoon I'm taking my mum to make a butter dish. Okay, I think we are live on Facebook as well, which is absolutely fab. It was my concern this morning. I promised everybody I would get started at 10 o'clock on the dot, and so I will. We are talking today all about, and we're just going to be talking for like 5-10 minutes, about like why exercising your dog makes things worse, which I'm sure you're all like, what are you on about? Exercising your dog's really good for them. Excuse me. And it is absolutely good for them, okay? It's brilliant for them. But with a gun dog or a high drive dog, the type of exercise you give them is incredibly important. So I want you to think about, on next Thursday, we're doing a free masterclass called Supercar on a Shoestring, right? And the whole idea of it came about from when people take their spaniels out or their labradors out. I think it's mostly spaniels people say with. If you've got a spaniel and people have said this to you, say yes in the comments. If you've got a different breed and somebody said this to you, say like yes and the breed in the comments. I'm quite fascinated to know the difference. But people say to you, oh my God, you have got a Ferrari there. Now, that's always seen as a compliment, but it can also be a massive stressor for people, because you instantly feel that the person saying that is absolutely right. The dog is high speed, quick to make decisions, fast moving, and you can, when you are new to this or novice this, always feel a little bit of a step behind that, can't you? You can feel a little bit like, oh my God, I can't keep up. Like, if you know what I mean by that, say, type I can't keep up, and then people will totally understand where you're coming from with that. So I want to talk about the fact that you don't have a problem dog. People say, oh, you've got a problem there, or you've got something that's too much for you. I hate that saying, but it's said all the time. That dog is too much for you. And there was a whole thing last year, wasn't it? Too much. Like, as women, we're too much. But I think this is relevant to men and women. When people say that dog is too much for you, it's almost an insult, isn't it? It's like saying you are not good enough for the dog that you've got. And that can be really hurtful. And sometimes when you are new to all this, it can strike a chord that makes you feel even worse, because you're like, it's right, the dog is too much for me. The dog's incredibly well bred normally. You feel like you're always letting the dog down. And if you know what I mean by that, write in the comments, okay? So let's start with this, right? You basically got a Ferrari engine, but no system. And that's what tends to break us, is we have this superpower car and we just have no idea how to drive it, right? It's really, really hard. Find the emojis of the cars, the whatever, but you know what I mean with this. And the first part that we all hear is, do more with them, exercise them more, get out there more with them, more walks, more exercise, that'll be good enough for them. Now, you tend to not hear that from somebody who's really experienced with gun dogs, because they'll know what I'm about to say is right, and they know more walks is not the answer. We have people joining our membership who are like, I walk the dog 5 times a day. And I'm like, congratulations, you've just got a fitter dog that you can't handle. And we say that with absolute love, because we've all been there. Getting the dog fitter is basically like flooring the accelerator on your car. It's like getting into your, Lamborghini, putting your foot right to the floor and going, this will help me drive this vehicle. And when we say it that way, we can all laugh and smile, because it absolutely won't. We know that. If you floor to the accelerator, you are going through a hedge. There's no two ways about it. You are going to be destroyed within seconds. So more walks, more exercise is not the answer here. Exercise builds fitness, not control. What you need to do is find the control. So let's think about it like this. It's like upgrading your engine, right? You need to put the control in to have the control of the engine you've got in front of you. And I hope you all know what I mean by that, in the fact that you have to put in the things that are not there. It is like getting your supercar and saying, I want a supercar with no brakes, no handling, no gears. I don't want any of that. I just want to hit the accelerator and hope I don't die. And that's the reality of it, right? So what happens is you end up using an upgraded supercar, once you learn to put those things in. So that's what we need to do. We need to put in the brakes. We need to put in the acceleration. We need to put in the brakes. We need to put in the gears. And more importantly, we need to put in the handling. It's really, really important that we do that with our dogs. And that takes time. And time is something that we tend to think with our gun dogs we don't have enough of, right? If you know what I mean, and like running out of time, just pop it in the comments, like how you feel about that. Do you always feel like you're a step behind? Like the dog's made a decision, and we talked about this on Thursday. Dog's made a decision, it's gone. You were like, you're always those few steps behind. You know, I don't know what just happened there. I suppose it's a little bit like your supercar being Bumblebee out of Transformers. It's like, it's making all the decisions and you're like, please just let me out of this. I need to think a little bit. And if we think about that analogy a little bit like Bumblebee in Transformers, that is exactly how we could probably explain a relationship with a gun dog to somebody who hasn't got a gun dog. The one is making the decision, the other's making the decision. They're not always making the same decisions. So let's think about what happens over time. With time, with the right training, with the right support for the handler and the dog, we recalibrate it all, right? And what I mean by that is we put in the handling system we need and we start to learn to work with the dog. But as your dog gets older, something also happens to them. They recalibrate. And we all know that dogs go through adolescence, a young dog, and they tend to step it up a gear, and like we've all been there normally, right? Same walk, same session, dog's reactions, way bigger to things. And you're like, you've done this 1,000 times. Why are you now acting like this is all new? Do you know what I mean with that? Like, they're just getting to a position where you're like, I just don't know what to do. I thought I was learning. I thought I was making progress. Now the dog has become a different type of supercar again, and I've got to go back to basics and put all these things back in. You know, I've got to put the brakes back in. I've got to improve the handling. I've got to recalibrate the engine. And all these things are going on at the same time. You're feeling flat because you're always feeling that step behind. So the engine in your dog is always adapting, right? And you need to think about that. It's always adapting. Write that down somewhere, because it means that every day you walk out, don't assume you are walking out with the same dog, because you're not. You're not at all. We talked on Thursday about as we grow up and we become adults, we learn consequence, we assess risk. The dog doesn't get those things in the same way as we do. What the dog does get, if trained well, if handled well, is he gets an ability to steady and self-control. But that still doesn't mean at any point you have 100% trustworthy dog. You look at the trialers, you look at the competing people, and even they will tell you they have bad days. They have bad days when that dog does something and you are like, where did that come from? They are as shocked, probably as the dog is, that they've gone and done that. So what tends to happen when we are new to all this is we keep pushing harder for the same results. We put in more effort into our training, more time into our training, hoping that'll give us more sort of output. But effort alone cannot replace structure. Write that down somewhere. If the structure is not in, if the gears are not in, the handling's not in, you know, the ability to control the dog is not in, you can put all the effort in you want. It's just not going to change your inability to train the dog in front of you. So let's talk about what the real calibration is here. It's all about learning to drive properly. Now, you can learn a car by going outside and getting in a car and just going out onto the road and having a go. But we would all say that is not the way to learn to drive a car. It's not the way to learn to drive a Fiat Panda, let alone the way to learn to drive a Ferrari. So you have to change. This is where things need to change for us. Our high drive dogs need self-control and steadiness. They are not inbuilt. They do not come with a manual. It's not an upgrade you can go and get a chip for, pop it in. You need to train the dog to have these controls inside them. And that takes time. And a lot of people are totally unaware the steadiness and self-control has to be taught from the beginning. They go through the basics, the things that we would think if we were out driving the car. Okay, I've got to learn how to do a 3-point turn. I've got to learn how to do this. I need to learn how to do that. If you ask anybody who can't drive, they'll probably give you that type of list. And a new handler will give you that type of dog list. Nobody who hasn't driven a car will say to you, I need to know how to clutch control. I need to know acceleration control. Like, they don't realize, because they don't know what they don't know, and we've all been there. You don't know what you don't know, so you don't know they're the things that you need. So high drive dogs need self-control and steadiness, taught, not hoped for, okay? Handlers need recalibrating too. We need to know you cannot wrestle the supercar. You will not win. You cannot keep yanking the wheel. You will not win, okay? You need to learn to steer once and hold the line. And what I mean by hold the line, we know that they're saying if we're out on shoots, or if we are from a sporting background, a shooting background, hold the line, hold your pace, hold your ground. You need to do it with the dog. And I don't mean in a harsh or abusive way, but your control, your handling needs to be steady. If it's all over the place, your dog's behavior and your ability to control them will be all over the place, okay? So, like, if you can, like, relate to that, like, just give me, you know, yeah, like, hold the line, or, you know, something like that. Give me something in the comments so you see what I mean with this. You have to say it once, see it through, right? Write that down somewhere. Say it once, see it through. Because what tends to happen, we say it once, the dog doesn't respond. I think this is where, like, we'll keep on with the car analogies because it seems to work. But I have got a 2008 automatic. I love the car. She's old as the hills, right? But 2008 car, and you can press the accelerator. It takes a moment for it to register what you want to do. Our supercars take no time to register. So when you say you want something, you've got to know you want something. And you've got to say it, and then you've got to see it through. You can't do something and then change something. You've got to commit to the line you took. Yes, you can reset if it's not gone right. But when you set a line, you have to hold the line to see it through before you try to change things around. Because you can't be standing out in the field or in the park and going, sit, come, stand, shouting loads of things at the dog. Dog gets confused, you get confused, you get upset. Dog bogs off because he's like, that woman has no idea, or that man has no idea what they're doing. I'll go and work this out for myself. So if you've been doing more and ending up with dog that is just fitter, faster, louder, that is your supercar and shoestring, right? If you've got them, like, just write supercar or write shoestring in the comments. If you write shoestring, it's going to send you the link to our free training on Thursday. Anyone who has been to our free training knows we give absolute value, right? Like, literally, when we're doing free training, we're doing free training. We are going to give you stuff that you can go away with within, like, as soon as the class is finished, and you can implement with your dog straight away, take action straight away, see difference straight away. Okay, so the masterclass is going to be on Thursday. It's with me and with LWDG group expert Claire Denya. It's going to be absolutely fabulous. It's at 7:30. We'd love for you all to come. It's going to be brilliant. Turn up live. And the reason I say this is because when you're listening to me live right now, you know I'm here, you know you can ask a question, you know I'm genuinely here, investing my time in you, and you are investing your time in me. And it feels real. I think when we watch things back on recording, it's fabulous and we learn, but live never is lower than recorded. Recorded always has something where you can always in the back of your head subconsciously think, oh, I can watch this later. And I know that for myself. I train from recorded trainings myself, and I think, oh, I'll watch this later. Oh, I got to pull the washing out. Oh, I've got to do this. You don't want to be in that position. Watch it live, focus, feel the energy from the group. Feel what other ladies and gentlemen say when they're like, I totally get what you're saying. I know exactly what you mean. Pop that in and into yourself and get that energy, get that realization you're not in this on your own. So that's all for today. I've gone over my 10 minutes again. I keep on promising myself I won't, but I do. I'm going to put this recording. Obviously, this is on Facebook. It's going to stay there. It's on Instagram. It'll go into Reels, I think. But I'm also going to put the audio into our podcast in Found It Fetched It, so that if you want to catch up with us live at any point through the day or through the weekend, you know exactly where to find it if you like and want to listen to it again. I hope I provided value. I hope this 10 minutes has been worth spending with me, and I hope hope you have a fantastic day. See you tomorrow at 10 o'clock for our third session as we run up to Supercar on a shoestring. See you soon. Bye.